Well, hello guys! Welcome back to She's Diabetic. For those of you who are new here, my name is Andrea. I have been a type 1 diabetic for 17 years, and this channel is all about that, living with a chronic disease and trying to live your best life with a healthy, positive attitude. And today's video, as I'm sure you can tell by the title, is all about New Year's resolutions and how they jive with being a type 1 diabetic. This is just going to be a really informal video. I hope you guys don't mind. I just kept having these thoughts like over the past sort of 15 days. We're in the middle of January right now. And I thought, how do you actually make resolutions as a type 1 diabetic? And I'm not talking about I want to have a better blood sugar, I want to have better control, I want to exercise more. I'm not talking about those resolutions. Well, I am, but I'm talking about how do you implement those while considering and being kind to yourself because you have type 1 diabetes. If it's something that was affecting me and getting me thinking and getting me frustrated, I thought maybe it's a possibility that it's affecting other people. So I thought, I'm just gonna make a video about it. So here we go. Here we are. We've just started a new year, and the classic thing has happened where leading up to Christmas, it was treat yourself, buy these chocolates, eat till you can't eat anymore, you deserve it, da-da-da-da-da. And then it's like we all fall off this cliff, and then society turns around and says, you're not good enough. It's a new year. You need to be a new you. You need to lose 1,000,000 bajillion pounds. You need to eat a completely different diet. You need to overhaul your entire being because what you are is not good enough and it needs improvement. And this is the year it's going to happen. All those concepts get thrown into our face, and it's like we get, at least I feel like I get whiplash from that like indulge mentality that's all throughout Christmas. And then this like, you need to go out and get a new pair of leggings and run 10 miles immediately on New Year's Day or you're failing at life. And it's just, it's exhausting. I find it exhausting. So this overhaul, new year, new you gets bred into society. It gets spread across billboards and commercials and magazines and newspapers and concepts throughout every aspect of your daily interaction with the world. And while I think there are some positive things that come out of this, like I love going into the grocery store and there being a focus on fruits and veg and maybe some new offerings of healthier treats or treats that have a healthier edge to them or have been reconfigured to be healthier. Love that. I think that's very cool and I like to take advantage of that. But I think this complete overhaul mentality is really, really difficult to jive when you have a chronic illness like type 1 diabetes. So speaking for me personally, diet, exercise, and mental health, well-being, even keenness are the 3 pillars that are most challenging in managing my type 1 diabetes. And any changes that I make to any of those 3 pillars, especially food and fitness, any small changes, I really have to deal with a knock-on effect of how that affects my blood sugar. Even going to the gym and trying out a new class, I love doing that, but I never quite know how it's going to affect my blood sugar. And then when it does affect my blood sugar in either an upward trajectory or downward trajectory or a straight line, total steady trajectory, it evokes a feeling of frustration, a feeling of overwhelm, a feeling of joy, all these things. So to make these changes is one thing. And then to deal with the aftermath of said change from a blood glucose perspective is extremely overwhelming. I'm feeling this constant societal pressure around this time of year to change everything, to overhaul everything. I think is nearly impossible to do, even to a small degree, smoothly, while making it jive with your type 1 diabetes. I personally feel a lot of frustration when I'm trying to make positive changes, maybe eat something more healthy or maybe exercise more, and it's just not that amazing thing. Go to the gym, come back, eat your healthy meal, good to go. It's like, go to the gym, experience high blood sugar from the adrenaline that you've exercised at the gym, come home, eat something healthy, but then you're crashing because you took insulin at the gym for the adrenaline rise that then made you crash, and now you've got low blood sugar and you're eating the kitchen out and you're like, this wasn't the plan and I'm so frustrated and I failed, and it just breeds this thing. We have so many things to deal with as type 1 diabetics whenever we change something to do with food and fitness. If you are trying to make those positive changes around this time of year and you are coming up against a lot of blood glucose battles along that way. I just really want you to know that, one, you are not alone. I have spoken to several people that are having this feeling at the moment that are like, I'm really trying to make changes, but then I feel like it's like one step forward, two steps back, and those two steps back are like diabetic related. And my blood glucose isn't letting me achieve my goals, isn't letting me work out as hard as I want to, so you really are not alone. And two, this is completely normal. Whenever you start a new routine, whenever you try to introduce new foods, new exercise regimes into your life, you are undoubtedly going to experience fluctuations in blood glucose, and they're not all going to be this positive, amazing thing. I work out almost every day, and I have little things that I do to manage my blood glucose, but no two workouts are ever the same. No temporary basal setting or extra bolus is ever the same, no matter if the workout's the same. So I guess I want to say that coming as a person who, I am very into my fitness, and I'm vegan, so I eat tons of veg, and more videos on these two concepts are going to be coming this year. But I battle on a very regular basis, and I don't have the answer, and I don't have this amazing regime. I walk into the gym and I put a temporary basal on and I go run for an hour and then I come out and my CGM line is straight. No, I wish, but no. I do know that when I'm in more of a regular routine of exercising, I can see a little bit more predictability within my blood sugars, but still it's not always the case. Anyway, I digress, because I'm not going to make this into a video about how to achieve your goals in 2019. That's not what this video is about. It's more about expressing and investigating the idea of new year, new you, how to calibrate that into your life with type 1 diabetes, and how to exercise kindness with yourself when you're trying to introduce new things and it's just not working like you want it to, and you're not seeing the amazing positive results like you want to see. And that can be incredibly disheartening, and that can be incredibly frustrating, and a lot of negative feelings can come out of that. And again, you're not alone. This is completely normal, and it's really hard to make changes with type 1 diabetes. And a lot of these overhaul concepts of, only 2 hours a day or whatever that is, only do this exercise, do this extreme challenge, do like 100 squats in 5 seconds or whatever. Like, all these things are they're unrealistic for the average person. And then throw the fact that you are being your own pancreas into the mix, and it's like just mental. So I guess I just want to say something that I'm going to try to do is just take things easy and slow. And also a big one is I want to focus on the things that I am doing well as a type 1 diabetic, because oftentimes we don't focus on that enough. We go to the doctor, we sit down with them for 10 minutes or whatever, and they're like, okay, what's going wrong? And why did you have that low? And why did you do that? And there's such a laser beam focus on what's going wrong and how do we fix that. And that's positive, that those are great things so that you can fix things that are a problem. But there's nowhere have I seen a laser beam focus on what's going right, why is it going right, and let's investigate why that's going right and maybe try to apply that to things that are going wrong. It's a bit of a different way of coming at things that I really would like to try this year, is focus more on the positive as well as what I want to improve. But what am I doing that's good? I thought to end this video, I would share 3 things that I'm going to try to do personally that I hesitate to call them New Year's resolutions, but they're kind of resolution-ish, and they're ways that I'm trying to implement a diabetic resolution without creating a massive issue for myself, and also focusing on something maybe that I'm doing right. So my first personal resolution is to use glucose tablets more often to correct a low. When I'm eating glucose tablets, I very rarely binge and overtreat. So if I vow to myself that I want to use more glucose tablets and less candy bars, then I know that by default is going to set me up for a better way of treating lows, because glucose tablets are not as delicious as candy bars, and I'm not going to want to eat as much. My second resolution is to be more aware that I'm microbolusing or taking small amounts of insulin over and over and over again when I see that arrow on my Dexcom either going to the side or straight up. I see that, it makes me think, oh, I have to act. So I act, I start taking small amounts of insulin, another small amount of insulin, another small amount of insulin, and suddenly I've stacked up a bunch of insulin that wasn't necessary because that rise and flow would have evened itself out without my intervention. It's something that I've battled with a little bit ever since starting my Dexcom, so I really want to be more aware of when I'm doing that and make a more conscious decision to do that rather than just by default, I see that arrow going up, I'm going to take insulin. And my third and final tip is something that I was already doing last year. About in the middle of last year, I got a diabetic alert bracelet. This is from Poppy Medical. It just has the medical symbol on one side, and on the other side it says diabetes. Is it the most comprehensive medical alert bracelet there is out there? No, it is certainly not. But at the same time, I think I'm wearing it. I've worn it every day for like the last half a year, and I like it. So this is a positive thing, and I'm gonna keep wearing it, and maybe I'll switch to something that's more comprehensive, but just the fact that I have anything on me is a real win for me, because I was really opposed to wearing medical alert bracelets before. I didn't like them. I didn't find anything that I felt suited me or looked good or I wanted to wear, and this I want to wear and I like to wear, and I'm proud that I'm wearing it, because it's for my own safety and it's for the safety of others around me who may, God forbid, I pass out or something and they find me and they can see on this bracelet diabetes. They'll know I'm wearing maybe an insulin pump then, and there we go. So those are 3 things that I think I'm going to try to do. Well, I am going to try to do, and I think they're realistic and they have a positive feeling. When I look at those, they give me a positive feeling and they give me a feeling of empowerment rather than overwhelm. So I say this at the end of all my videos, but this time I really mean it. I wish you guys happy, healthy blood sugars, straight CGM lines, all the rest of it. I really do. But most of all, I wish you a happy, healthy mind with it all. I hope you're all having a great year thus far. If you're not, that's totally fine. It's just another year. It's not the be-all, end-all. And we are here as a community for one another. So if you're feeling low, if you're feeling frustrated, reach out. There is a huge community here, a beautiful community down in the comments section of this video, of other videos that I've got up on my channel that I am so amazed by. So reach out if you need that help, and I wish you a great year ahead. Thanks, guys. See you next time.